Hi there, students. As such. Okay, this is a prepositional phrase, and I actually think this little phrase is quite difficult because we use it in a variety of ways. Let's see, as such, in the exact sense of the word. It's not a hotel as such, but you can stay the night there if you talk to the owners. So in the true sense of the word, exactly as defined, there wasn't much vegetarian food available as such, but there were cheeses and there were salads. Okay, so there wasn't vegetarian food in the true meaning of the word, but there was food that vegetarians could eat. The company doesn't have a secretary as such, but we do have somebody who comes in to do some filing. This isn't a history book as such. It's more a work of historical fiction. So as such, we can also use this in the role of, in the manner of the thing mentioned. So this is a very valuable piece of history and should be treated as such in this role. I'm an old man and I need to be treated as such in this way, in the way. And then okay, in this phrase within a true or a literal sense, I don't have a library as such in the true sense of a library, but I've got a lot of books. As such, in itself, in and of itself, per se. Money as such is not the root of all evil. Hot weather as such was not the cause of the violence, but it was a contributory factor. Or as such, because of being something previously mentioned. I am the father of 4 children, and as such I take my responsibilities very seriously. As such, because I am the father of four children. He is the Prime Minister, and as such is responsible for anything that goes wrong within the nation. So let's look at these again. In the true sense, so he's he's not a teacher as such, but he does help people to improve their English in a true or literal sense. Per se, in and of itself, learning as such is very good for our own personal development. I am a teacher, and as such, as a teacher previously mentioned, I want my students to improve, or in the role of this. So I'm a teacher, and as such, and in this role, I help students to improve. He is a very important person in our society, and as such should be well treated and respected. So, as such, you're using this to say that something is not an accurate description. Um, I'm not a learner driver as such, but it's many years since I actually drove a car. Or you use as such per se to say that you're considering something on its own, separate from other things. Um, my problem is not with politicians as such, per se, in themselves, but I object to corrupt politicians. So I'm not against politicians as such, I'm against corrupt politicians. Um, as as suggested, as said, as a police, he's a policeman, and as such is obliged to enforce the law. He's a doctor, and as such must conform to the Hippocratic oath. In itself, in themselves, the job in itself, the job as such doesn't appeal to me, but the salary sure is attractive. Okay, so it's not the job as such, but the salary that I'm interested in. It's not a word as such, it's an abbreviation of something longer. In the capacity previously specified, he is a judge, and as such has a huge amount of power. Per se, in itself, intelligence as such cannot guarantee success. So, as such, I think this is quite hard. Let's see. I would give this a 6.5 in formality. I think it's best in something semi-formal conversation, semi-formal or formal writing. I think you could use it in something informal, but it's better on the formal side. So, as such, bye for now.